I'm ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime! Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, hey everybody, welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay on a Friday. Whole crew is here today. How's everybody doing? You doing all right, buddy?
Quite well. You?
Yeah. Doing all right. This dog sitting's getting a bit much, but...
Yeah, what are we going on? A few days now?
Yeah, Beth is out of town, so it's just it's a handful because I refuse to walk her. It's just too dangerous.
She's getting stir crazy, is she?
Yeah. Beth usually walks her or runs her every day, and yeah. I'm trying to teach her to walk herself, but she's just not... I don't know. She's just not getting it like I would hope she would. So anyway, we'll see. But yeah, she's going crazy, locked up in here with me. She doesn't like my lifestyle. Beth or Poos.
Think maybe you take her for a walk, or
No. Are you kidding me? The hazards out on the road, Jay? Stop. Anyway, it's Friday before the Super Bowl, and Super Bowl weekend.
Why don't they put the Super Bowl on Saturdays?
Because it's stupid. I don't know. That's a great question. Or have a national holiday on Monday.
Totally.
They could absolutely make a national holiday on Monday.
Don't you think most people kind of temper their day due to Monday being a work day?
Yeah.
You know, they'd go ape shit if it was on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It'd be
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if do they not want that or
it's tradition, Mike.
Yeah. And it's a big weekend, big Super Bowl weekend, and then of course Saturday night at Laugh Tracks in Novi.
Yeah, thank God the Super Bowl isn't Saturday because we've got an even bigger show.
Got a huge event Saturday. We'll both be out there.
Yes, we will.
E, of course, doing stand-up at Laugh Tracks in Novi. He is legitimately pissed off that we mentioned this, or more so that we're going.
What is the deal, dude? Into the mic, you son of a bitch.
5 lashings.
No, dude, I hadn't started talking yet.
Oh.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I swear to God, like, here's the thing. I'm not fucking, some professional. I don't do this enough right now that I'm really that comfortable with it. I like doing it and I enjoy doing it, but honest to God, I have no problem doing it and have no problem doing it and no one knowing about it. I almost wish, but the problem is I know if I came in Monday and it's all over my Facebook that I did it, Mike would yell at me then. So it's like a double-edged sword where I have to mention it because Mike will get pissed if I don't.
Make no mistake about it. Our expectations they couldn't be any lower.
We know you, dude.
For your performance standards. I mean, you might think you're doing sweet up there and all that, but our expectations are literally in the toilet with the shit. So it's just not that big a deal.
I'm just so weird when it comes to this. Like, even my friends, I always put stuff on
He wants to
Facebook.
do this public thing, but he doesn't want anybody to know about it. It's very odd.
Exactly.
Strangest thing I've ever
It's like
seen.
he's an opera singer, but he can only sing in the shower.
Well, no, it's like, this is how I go.
An opera singer who can't sing, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's the thing.
Aspiring
I'm not a
opera
fucking
singer.
professional. I do this.
Nobody thought you were.
I know.
You're not a professional at anything. That doesn't mean you stop living life and doing things.
Dude, everybody respects the fact that you're going to get up there in front of people. It's something very small percentage of us could do.
I don't know if respect is the right word. I mean,
Don't worry about it. I don't.
Well,
need
we
to
all
talk about it.
acknowledge the balls it takes to stand up there.
but respect seemed a little strong. But anyway,
It did.
finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No, so dude, just realize while everybody's of course we're busting balls, but we acknowledge it takes some balls to get
I
up
don't
there
care
and do
about
your
that
best.
shit. I don't care about that shit.
Well, what do you care about?
I don't know. It just.
You care about being judged in some way, dude. We're judging you
that's
every
not
second
even-
of this show. We're
Yeah.
That
busting
doesn't
your
bother
balls.
me for some reason, but
Well, why would it bother you if we're out of this room?
I don't know.
We'll give you support. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll give you support up there.
Do you know that more people are listening to you be an asshole on here every day
I
than
don't
they
see
will be
them.
on Nova?
I don't see them.
Saturday.
And there's 3 of us here. I'm not like on this thing. I'm not on this just me sitting here having to make a joke that's funny. I don't do this enough. I wish I would. I think it just comes to the fact that I don't do it enough. That I'm not happy with. Like, I do it and I try to do as much as I can, but I don't do it as enough. And I don't.
You do. You try to do it as much as you can.
Yeah, I do. Are you
You
serious?
practice as much as you
You
can.
practice. You write a lot. Are you writing a lot?
I try. I do at least once a week. I sit down for a few hours. I mean,
All right. It's better than I would have thought, but it takes a lot. But to Jay's point,
I try to sit down too.
We're trying to be supportive. We're not going there to rag on you or bust your ass.
I know, I get it, dude. Look, I just have so. This is just me and my fucking stupid insecurity. I don't know what it is. It's like I want people to be there, but the minute I mention that for people to be there, then I instantly don't want anyone to be there.
And then as soon as you do it, you feel glad, and you're glad that people were there to support you. Yes, dude. Last time I went once while we've been doing this show, and you won.
I know.
You did great.
I know. Well, I don't know. But then it's like, my thought process instantly goes just to
worst case scenario.
Maybe people could come. And then the minute people come, I start thinking, no, I don't want anyone to come. Why are they coming? Why are they?
Don't you know the power of positive thinking? Come on, man.
Clearly not. You don't know me very well, Jay.
I think he knows you very well.
It'll be fun, I'm sure. I guess. I don't know.
Well, if that's not an endorsement to come out to the show, I don't know what is. It'll probably be fun or whatever or something, I guess.
There's other people, so someone will laugh.
Jay and I will be there. We're excited to go there.
It'll be a spectacle.
Here's the other thing. They're taking fucking the babies that are. There's a chance I might only do one joke. There's like a chance I could do 2 minutes, and then that could be the night.
No, you'll get through.
Well, you better don't do that to Jay. Why? I mean, seriously, dude. He got a babysitter for the night.
We get out so seldom, and we're really looking for good entertainment.
What if I get the draw and some kid just kicks it out of the park, and I fucking with my shitty joke, and he's fucking done. I just.
That I mean, honestly, that would be a humongous disappointment for not just Jay and Gab, but for me, because I was talking into it.
Distance.
They're paying for a night out essentially.
Plus it's $6 entry, by the way. But if I win, I get half of that money.
Really? So you want all the people you can get there?
Oh yeah.
You want 5,000 people to show up? Are you kidding me? If 3 people show up and you do awesome, you get half of $18.
Well, and
he's hoping to just turn a bunch of strangers there on his side. He doesn't want anybody who knows him to show up.
Right. And dude, do you understand that most comedians? And then we'll move on. We got a lot to get to today, but most comedians, or ask any guy that's in a band or that does stand-up comedy. Your friends have seen your shit. They've seen you. It's very, very difficult to get one buddy to show up to support you for something.
No question.
You've got a forum where you can easily grab 20 people and have them show up just because. Dude, you don't understand how hard that is to do. There are kids that struggle in clubs that can't get their parents or their best friends to show up to support them.
Yeah, and I'm right there. Actually,
and you're turning. People are screaming right now that want to do that for a living for real. Going, are you kidding me? You've got a forum here, speaking to thousands of people, where you can literally, if you tried even a little bit, could get a lot of people to show up and blow people away at those clubs. How do you think you're going to get more real club gigs? By draw. You get it by draw. They're not in the business of losing money, you idiot.
I know.
If you bring 20 people every time you do a show, people are going to go, Jesus Christ, that's better than we do on most Saturday nights. Let's get this guy in our class. I don't give a shit if he's not funny. He brings people.
You don't think the owner there is going to remember your name if you win this thing?
I know, dude. I get it.
These are like no-brainer thoughts, E. You got to get over the fact that people might try to support you a little bit. And if you bomb, you bomb. People understand. I mean, the greatest comics in the world have shitty nights and blow up. Who cares?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. I know.
Laugh Tracks and Novi. 8 o'clock, Saturday night. Be there.
I'll be there.
Jay will be there. Gay will be there. I'll be there. Big E will be there.
Anyway, all right.
All right.
Enough.
Anyway, dare I say a big show today?
It's a big one.
Yep. We got a Comcast customer service issue. These come up all the time. This one's pretty good. We got a sex party to get to. Usually sounds hot.
Not hot.
Not quite as hot yet.
Trolling.
It's premature hot. We've got a
early start.
Yeah. A school in Texas did something a little off the beaten path, a little off the books, but I approve. A bullied girl. We got a stripper to talk about. The Super Bowl. Excuse me, the big game. St. Louis, a gun range. ISIS. What's going on with our boy? With ISIS, our
Japanese hostage.
Yeah, Goto. Tomori Gato.
Mr. Roboto.
Yeah. As of sunset in the Middle East, which has happened, the question is, did those two the ISIS captives, the Jordanian pilot and the Japanese journalist, did they go down with sunset or are they still around? They don't know.
When's the last time we heard from this dude?
Well, we haven't heard from the pilot yet at all, but they did tell Jordan, ISIS was telling Jordan to bring the terrorist Sajida al-Bab to the border.
It's the female.
Yeah, the idiot on death row. Nice. To the border by 5:30, which would have been 9:30 our time, Eastern time. If they didn't, according to them, the pilot was going to be killed, followed soon after by Kenji Goto. He was gonna meet it too.
But had we even heard of the pilot from him in the prior days?
The pilot, no. That's the only thing holding this thing up.
They're not even sure if he's been alive for.
We need
a week,
proof
right?
of life so we can proceed, is what the Jordanians are saying. If Jordan gets such proof and releases Rishia, it's not clear whether that would mean Goto also goes free. He is
totally the third wing of this trade,
dude,
and Japan has nothing to offer.
Yeah, nothing.
He wants him in on a three-way trade. There's nothing there.
And he's unfortunately the spokes guy. He's the front face of this whole operation, and he is such a bit player. They're literally pushing him out of the way more and more. The drama continues, they say. There was a third recording of Goto saying,
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Saying that they give Jordan 24 hours to release the convicted terrorists in exchange for my life. Exchange for my life. And the foreign minister...
He's just editorializing there.
Yeah.
He's just adding shit in. Yeah, I'm in on this. He's inserting himself. It's bullshit.
It is, because, listen, Jordan's foreign minister has said the country would release the cunt if ISIS released Al-Qasabeh, the pilot.
Yeah.
No mention of Goto.
What did they say, cunt?
Yeah, that's
in the
that's the
documents?
quote. Yeah,
Seems
I
a little
think.
weird.
Or it's not, but whatever. The foreign minister, this is after the third video is posted where he's like, you give up and then save my life. And they're like, yeah, we got it. We heard you. Now, we'll give you her for our pilot. And Goto's just standing there with like a picture, like,
yeah, what about me?
This is a picture. I am right here for real. I right here for real. And so then this foreign minister also said that the Japanese journalist hasn't been forgotten. But quickly then said, but the priority, his words, the priority is our pilot. And he's like, yes, your pirate are good, but I am right here in the ribbing cover. So my man is just like desperately trying to like, see you at the border at 5:30. God. He's like,
doesn't Japan have something they can help with? You know, to make this worthwhile?
Like what?
Yeah, that's what I said the other day. You know, they've got to get in on this game. They got to, recover some assets from the other side.
Yeah.
And hold them as ships for future. Oh.
Yeah, they better do something quick. It's not looking good for Goto. ISIS, also one of their fine members. These guys are starting to get a little disrespectful, if you ask me. This whole crew. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how to feel about them, but they've threatened to behead President Obama and turn the United States into a Muslim province.
Okay.
Installing Sharia law and incorporating America into its caliphate.
Oh, we have that to look forward to.
Yep. No, Obama. We will reach America. Know also that we will cut your head off in the White House and transform America into a Muslim province. This is according to an ISIS fighter in a video. And then he beheaded a Kurdish soldier. Nice. He also had some threats to France and Belgium.
Yeah, come on over, guys, Yeah. Come out of your rat holes.
Yeah.
Show us where you are.
Can you imagine trying to implement Sharia law in this country? Ugh. I don't think that would go over well.
No.
Yeah. So, stuff to look forward to, I suppose. But yeah, I guess hopefully they'll have news soon enough on Goto, Domo Arigoto. And then I love this story, a gun range. And the owner, 5 months ago, her name is Jan Morgan, owns a gun range, this chick.
How is this chick not being sued, by the way?
What are you going to do? She basically said she's banned all Muslims from her facility.
Awesome. Hey, they can refuse the right
And
to
she's not being sued.
Hey, they have the right to refuse business, right?
Business has quadrupled in the last 5 months.
Really?
Quadrupled.
Is that true?
She also faces threats and lawsuits, but so far nothing's materialized. She owns a gun cave indoor firing range. She decided to ban Muslims after 2 customers she deemed suspicious showed up in September. Since that time, she has excluded those she believes to be Muslim based on their names.
Oh, my God.
She sees it as a safety issue. She's looking out for the public. We are dealing in lethal firearms. I'm not going to let a Nazi shoot in here or a Klan member in here either. Well, what the? I mean, that seems a bit. Well, what did the Klan ever do to you or anybody? Well, I mean,
No,
what
they
did
don't typically shoot people. They just hang people, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're not going to have any use in a firing range. And what did the Nazis ever do to anybody?
God.
What? Oh, well, not in a long time. I mean, forgive and forget, right? Supposed to forgive people, Jay.
Honestly, how is she not being sued, man?
Well, the counselor on American Islamic Relations has written the Attorney General, Eric Holder, asking him to intervene. Given the recent spike in anti-Muslim rhetoric, including Islamophobic statements by government officials, community leaders, and media outlets, death threats, and other bias incidents targeting Muslims, I urge you to investigate this matter soon. They argued that banning Muslims from the shooting range is a violation of federal laws prohibiting racial and religious discrimination. The ACLU has checked in.
I think they might have an argument there.
You know. They want to talk to any Muslim who gets turned away. Morgan is standing around. She compared offering target practice to potential terrorists to flight schools offering lessons to the 9/11 terrorists. I gotta say, kind of agree with her in a weird way.
What if she banned African Americans from coming to
Yeah,
the gun range?
that doesn't affect me all that much. So, like, no, that would be bad. That would be bad. But you can't say you don't understand her point. If a couple suspicious-looking Muslims came in right now and wanted to go to a gun range and just start opening fire and practicing, wouldn't you be like, hey, fuck this. This is my business. I've seen enough of this shit going down in the world to know.
I guess that's part of being in the business of owning a gun range. You're going to have some wackos come in there.
I know, you're owning a gun range, and you're like, we got some weirdos in here. As if.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's responsible gun owners everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
No, she's going to get sued over this.
It'll probably be the best thing for her. The attention.
Well,
I want to go to her gun
sounds like
range.
the policy has been the best thing for her. You know?
Quadruple
Yeah.
business.
So she's making legal fees right now. Hopefully she's saving those.
Yeah.
Squirreling them away.
Yeah, well, good luck to her. I don't know. I just really don't have much of a problem with it, to be honest.
Jesus.
I love how he picks and chooses his rights.
I know! Ridiculous, dude!
I'm all for my rights
Yeah.
not being violated. I've made this extremely... What part of that statement don't you understand? I'm extremely protective of my rights, not anybody else's rights. I'm worried about... This is a me-first business, Jay.
He'll sit there and rant for hours about his
I
rights.
know,
about rights.
My rights.
Mhm.
I'll let you worry about your rights. I'm worried about my rights.
Let's... never
Shut
mind. Thoughts like that is why the Nazis took over eventually.
You saying a cult leader can do damage?
Yeah, I'm saying people that don't care, let them discriminate this person. Don't worry about it. But then eventually they're gonna get to you, my man,
It's a
and then you
slippery
won't
slope.
have anyone to back
so
you up.
you're the blessed house, your church, that then they like to discriminate against people. You don't have a problem with that.
I said I did.
You do?
I have a major problem with that. When that gay thing came up with that church banning not wanting the gay guys to come in there. What was it? Their food shelter.
Oh, every church in the world, you mean?
Yeah, well, I'm against that. I didn't say I was. I don't think I've said on here that I was okay with that.
You still support the church?
Yeah, but you can support something and still dislike some aspects of it.
Plus, I think the best point about that is the church doesn't necessarily turn away the people. It might not like the act, but if it's doing the right thing, shouldn't be turning the people away.
I think there's kind of some turning away.
And a church is not a business.
The church isn't a business.
Well, not in the sense.
Are you
that,
shitting me? I know they're tax exempt, but
not in the sense of a gun range. I mean,
Ugh.
you choose to go into a church. I mean,
Choose to go into a gun range.
wow.
Whatever.
You're
Bad analogy, gentlemen. Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. I quit while I should quit while I was ahead. I kind of was ahead for a second.
No, you weren't.
Well, I believe I was.
You guys know it's the 30th anniversary of We Are the World.
I wouldn't know I was barely alive.
You were alive.
You were
though.
alive. You were
Barely,
alive during
barely.
this.
Yep.
Not even a year old.
You remember We Are the World?
I do.
Name 5 participants.
Cindy Lauper.
Oh, one of our favorites, right?
Absolutely. Let's go deep. Bruce Springsteen, Stevie
Oh,
Wonder.
that's real deep. Really
Well,
deep.
Springsteen.
Front and center. They
well,
had solos.
you think Lionel Richie, Michael
We Are the
Jackson,
World.
Daryl Hall, and John Oates.
I don't believe Oates was involved.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure Oates was
Hall
involved.
wasn't. Hall was there for sure, but Oates.
Oates was there.
Oates might have been in the background. They might have let his
You
mustache.
just said they
in.
were
They
front
might have
and
let
center.
his
You didn't wanna give me
mustache in.
credit.
No, Hall was involved.
I remember seeing
I-
a small man with a Kitterman definitely in the back.
No, Oates was probably hanging out off stage. No, he was not involved in that primarily. You got Daryl Hall involved. You got Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that dude? You know.
He still sings at Giants games and Niner
Does he really?
games. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he's a Bay Area guy.
Bob Dylan, of course.
Yep.
Ray Charles, also playing piano and keyboards.
Yep.
Willie Nelson.
I remember Willie.
Kenny Loggins, Dionne Warwick, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson.
Quincy
Yep.
was involved.
Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah, he was one of the primary writers, right? Him and Jackson.
Yeah. Yep.
And Richie. Paul Simon, Kenny Rogers.
Was McCartney involved?
McCartney was not. I think he was on the other side of the pond doing the "Do they know it's Christmas time?"
at all.
Do 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 do. Yeah. Al Jarreau was in this one.
Mm.
Tina Turner, did I say her?
Nope, but yeah.
Oh, that was huge. That was huge.
It was.
And then the whole Live Aid. Would they have one in England, one in New York?
They had Band-Aid, Live Aid.
But I remember, who was it? Shit, that flew across and performed at both.
Elton
He jumped
John
on the
or-
Concorde. No, it was. Damn it! From Genesis, drummer from
Oh,
Genesis.
Phil Collins.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he flew across. He performed early at one and then flew over and did the.
What
other
was the
one.
metal song that they did?
I don't remember.
Might have
that.
been Band-Aid or there was one with all the metal guys did.
Don't remember that.
Yeah. Shit, I don't remember.
Yeah, that was kind of in vogue there for
Yeah.
5 years or so.
Aren't they trying to do
Helping
another
others.
Helping others.
It's kind of gone out. It goes in and out. you
Right.
know.
There's time
Christmas
for it.
time, it's big, and then kind
one?
of.
Remember Farm Aid?
Oh yeah.
Willie Nelson's big
Yeah.
thing. He might even.
John
I think he still
Mellencamp.
does that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think you're right.
Yeah, Farm Aid.
I thought John Mellencamp was
2015.
spearheading that. Is Willie?
I thought it was Willie.
Yeah, Willie
Hmm.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they still do it. It looks like there's one coming up in 15. So
Just for the record, I have the Live Aid album upstairs on vinyl.
Wow.
The We Are the World. I'm sorry, We Are the World on vinyl upstairs.
Huh.
I don't know why.
Hmm.
I would have had that on vinyl. Probably joined like a record club
Yeah.
at the time.
It's funny because I just picked the 12-12-12, the concert for Sandy Relief off your shelf.
Really, I didn't even know I had it. What's
You have
on
an
it?
Amazing number of things. Springsteen, Roger Waters, Adam Sandler, Bon Jovi, Eric Clapton, The Stones, Alicia Keys, The Who, Billy Joel, Chris Martin, Paul McCartney. Figured I'd check it out.
Was it a freebie, or did I actually buy this? Can't imagine I would have
Sitting
bought
on your
this.
shelf up there, dude.
I don't even remember the for Sandy Relief. Are you going to take it?
Yeah. I'll give it back. I'm just going to
Yeah, no worries.
borrow it.
Did you see we had a fight breakout in St. Louis?
Another.
Another.
Really?
Yep. This is an open meeting at a city hall on the creation of a civilian oversight board of the police department, and then it devolved into a melee, further exposing the city's deep divisions on
Dude,
race.
just think how that one event just turned that place to shit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
How
they're-
quickly it can happen.
Yeah.
The meeting was held by the Public Safety Committee, designed to seek public comment. It lasted more than an hour with little event as residents ticked off the pros and cons of having a civilian board to review police conduct. So they're trying to get an intermediary to come in and review things like that. But the crowd became unsettled when police officers began testifying. So you got all these people coming up, blasting the police, and then the police were like, fuck you, we're going to speak too. And so by the time the second person got up there, they were hissing and whining. And so remember the guy, you've seen him, you probably don't know his name, Jeff Rorta. You've definitely seen him. He was speaking all the time on CNN and those. He's
I don't
the
have cable, so I probably
you
have
do, but
in 9-second increments.
yeah, because your shit phone, but your cable's fine. Cable's stunning. I mean, every channel in the book, including the Playboy channel, like every movie channel, everything. So it's cable's
What number
great.
is the Playboy channel?
597.
He knows it by heart, of course.
I know what most channels are though.
Okay.
CNN 202, 2, 4, and 7, 2, 4, and 7. See, very good at that.
Man.
So Rorta, Jeff Rorta, he's the guy that speaks for the Fraternal Order of the Police.
Oh yeah, I have seen it. Yep.
Yeah, and I think he was a police officer. He's not now, but he's kind of like the head of the. So and he speaks on their behalf. Well, he showed up wearing a wristband in support of Darren Wilson.
Aaron Milson.
Aaron Milson, yes, and he like went up to the thing and like showed his little bracelet.
Just let me stretch here.
And people were outraged that he would. And to me, I'm like,
There's
well,
two sides of the story, man.
yeah, there are. Not only that, most people think that Aaron Milson was absolutely in the right in what he did. Sorry, it is what it is. And the fact
I
is,
think it factually is true.
yeah, but at the
Moreover.
federal level and at a
Furthermore,
yeah, and so the fact is, the police have been walking around every state in the country watching people wearing I Am Mike Brown t-shirts.
but over there you're supposed to, sort of tread around and pretend that the facts weren't the facts, and
right.
Talk about how the community's going to change because I guess the community has to change after that event.
Right.
Got to walk on eggshells,
But they got into it here. The Jeff Rorta stood up as these people were bitching and making noise in the background. He stood up and called for order. And after he stood up, the crowd got even louder. Excuse me, first of all, you do not tell me my function. This is the guy running the whole thing. Because he was like, at one point, I think Rorta said something like, control your meeting to the guy. And he's like, do not tell me my function. So they're getting into a pissing match with each other. Others began yelling, then pushing and shoving as officers struggled to maintain control. Lasted for about 15 minutes before order was restored. Kennedy attempted to resume the meeting, but it was futile, and so it ended shortly thereafter. A good situation went bad, the alderman said. I'm disappointed we didn't get through this. Things became more heated as some protesters pointed out his wristband, the one he was wearing. We spent the night hearing from anti-police radicals. We hear from 2 police officers, and Kennedy lets the place go wild. That's what Rorta said. This is funny. Protesters accused him of starting the melee, the Rorta guy, by pushing a woman. There's video of it out there. You got it there, E?
I got like some. This is like, here's about.
Will it play on this?
No, it's not hooked. You know what? I didn't even think about it. It's not hooked up to that.
All right. Never mind.
Sorry.
That's all right.
It's just bullshit. This is so one-sided. Again, regardless of the facts, regardless whether or that Aaron Milson was correct in what he did and his actions were proven so, it's just such bullshit that a guy like Rorta has to sit there and listen to this one-sided garbage and can't respond you know, and make points. It's just, what the fuck is going on?
It's absurd.
Why wouldn't you get your ass out of there, if you're in that position? Like, you know what? I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, they can't win.
Yeah.
They don't want anyone to be touched.
Yeah.
Nobody can be touched go ahead and pull your gun. No cop wants to pull their gun out. They just don't. They especially don't now. They feel like nobody's got their back. Here they're trying to have a civil discussion in a place, and as soon as the cop starts talking, it's like,
right. No. We don't want to hear your side.
Yeah.
It's all about us who have been wronged and. Damn.
And they can't win anyways. The proposal they were trying to get going here is that civilians should have a voice when it comes to the policing and should be able to hold police officers accountable for misconduct. Don't we already have a system that holds police officers accountable for misconduct in a sense? I mean, they're supposed to be. Police officers are not allowed to just do whatever they want because they're police officers.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
their
somewhat-
argument would be, well, you've got an internal system, and
Right.
the internal system takes care of it themselves, and
So
need someone objective.
under the measure, the Oversight Board would have the authority to investigate allegations of misconduct, research policies, and make recommendations. The board would be made up of 7 members nominated by the mayor. They would not be paid. So that all sounds fine and good, right? Let's get that to a vote. Well, the fight breaks out, and they can't even get that far. But the other problem is the people that are protesting and bitching and whining about this, they think that it's going to be rigged because the mayor's appointing these. Like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, who do you want to appoint? Like, people are set in place, they're voted into office, and they're in charge of making these decisions. Like, do you want Bill on the corner to be appointing the 7 members so that it's fair in your eyes? Like, what do you expect them to do? Even when they come with proposals like, okay, I guess, we're too rough with the criminal element in town or something. I don't know. So I guess we'll play this little game here, this little charade, and act like, well, keeping ourselves in line. The mayor will appoint a separate committee outside of the police force, and then it's like, hiss, hiss, hiss. The mayor? You can't trust the mayor. Well, okay, so you pick the fucking members. What are you going to do?
It's like the mayor has devised a cunning plan to, put
Yeah.
people on there that are going to suppress.
It just seems like, and we've talked about it before, but if the goal in life is to just find ways to make yourself the victim at every turn, no matter what happens, I just don't understand. Like,
You get nowhere.
no, it's just a constant bitch and fight. Like, everybody is against you and holding you down. I honestly, I feel like a broken record, but it just feels insulting to actual race issues in this country. There are true injustices of race and discrimination. You see it all the time, and we joke about it, and I joke about it because it gets so blown out of proportion all the time. But to me, it's like you're never going to be anything other than what you perceive yourself to be. And if you perceive yourself to be someone who can't get up on stage and do comedy because we're there, then you're never going to get over that hump. If you perceive to always be the fucking victim, no matter what, the whole system is against you. The whole system is devised to fuck you over. Then you're only going to be fucked over in your own world.
Well, and worse yet, you've got kids who are watching you take that point of view, and and that's what they're learning. Oh, okay, so we're victims, and so they start from day one, victim, victim, victim.
Yeah.
And it's just a circle.
Yep.
Generation to generation.
Yep. As we're seeing more and more videos pop up of, kids with AK-47s and Kalashnikovs over in the Middle East. It's like, what do you think's coming up? Do you think this is going to be squashed soon? They're raising an entire generation of bullshit coming up that wants to just get here and fucking murder you. Same type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's being raised from the ground up to hate the system and hate everything about it. Well, go ahead. What were you going to do?
No, I was going to ask if Gabara's back from his dick reduction.
He is.
He is?
He is.
How's he doing?
Seems to be all right, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you get a good gander at it? How's it look?
No, I didn't know. Yeah,
You
we
did?
went into the bathroom. I checked it out.
Oh, you
know what
did?
I mean?
How'd it
Yeah,
look?
It looked good.
Nice.
Nice. It's still healing. But
So what they
sure
do,
it's
they
just-
take a section between the base and the,
It looked like
the
they
head, just out of the stalk.
Right. It looks like they just took another guy's and kind of maybe filled it in, I guess. I don't know. Filled it in.
Wow. Did it taste the same?
Or no, not another guy's because they just. No, I didn't. I'm not into that.
Oh, it's too soon because of the surgery.
no,
and
I'm not
stitches
into it
and-
at all. I
Oh.
mean, I was just looking at it, as a medical,
All right.
for medical reasons. Scientifically, I was interested.
Did it feel heavier or lighter?
I didn't touch it. I just was giving an observational point from the outside.
All right.
Just
check.
I like to watch science. I'm interested
To
in
watch science, do
I'm,
you?
I'm interested in.
Hey, speaking of Zot Ford, now through the end of January,
Speaking of Zot Ford.
speaking of our sponsor and the general manager at Zot Ford, now through the end of January, you can lease a new 2015 Ford Fiesta, Fusion, or Escape for just $169 per month. You heard right, DetroitCast listeners. Hurry into Zot Ford. Tell them Chaz Bono ate the King's peanut butter while Biggie threw on the couch. That's the code. That's the code phrase.
Great.
Then just sit back and watch the magic happen as you get the best deals possible on new and pre-owned vehicles from our friends at Zot Ford. Again, just $169 per month. for a Fiesta, Fusion, or Escape only at Zotford, SZOTT.
Nice. And, if there are people out there thinking about getting a new car, if you go in there and do something, make sure you pop into Steve's office and let him know you've been thinking about him and ask him how things are going with the reduction surgery.
It was a tough decision for him,
Absolutely.
He pined over that, He really was tough.
Yeah. So
when you got a hog like that, it's tough to make that decision. To trim
no
it
Sharpie
back.
there.
Oh, I thought that's what you're talking about.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I just thought you were talking about the support of the show. Or sorry.
That's the kind of comedy we're going to get Saturday evening
can't
at Laugh
wait.
Tracks. Everybody, Laugh Tracks in Novi at 8 p.m.
You'll
see
be
you
there? I'll be there. Get him, Biggie. Yeah, I'm ready to laugh. Let's go.
Hopefully someone else is funnier then.
That's the attitude. You guys fired up for the Super Bowl? Why is the whole room and with the Super Bowl? Because I feel kind of the same way. Are you guys going to come over?
I don't know. Are we doing the show later?
I think, we should mention that because there are actually
time will
a few
it end?
people. Well, it starts at 6:30.
10.
Or
Later
maybe even a
than that,
little
probably.
later. Yeah, halftime is not the normal 15 minutes.
Right.
Um,
Who's at half?
but-
Who's doing halftime this year?
Katy Perry.
Oh.
And I think
I'm alright with that. Although I hate that Roar of the Tiger song, which we'll probably sing. Eye of the Tiger or whatever.
Roar.
Yeah. Roar, you're right. I don't like that song though.
I think she's got Lenny Kravitz and maybe someone else.
She'll
hate
do what
Lenny
they all
Kravitz.
do now. They do medleys.
Yeah.
She'll
Yeah.
start out with
Killed
Roar,
everyone.
and then
As
As long as
she'll
I
go
hear, what is it, California Girls or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dude,
No,
was
say that again.
I'm not sure.
I
didn't
I almost got
recognize
it. What was the?
It was right there. Just I need one more
close.
line. One more
No,
line.
I'm done. I can't believe I started
just-
to do that.
What
No.
was it,
The
California?
one about, out there in California and
If you could just do the tune a little
Girls.
bit. If you just do the hook.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
You can wing the hook. Come on.
Damn it.
You remember it.
I
It's your
honestly
favorite
don't
song.
I
know what
just
you're
heard it
talking
last Saturday when I was bowling and I was.
How does it
singing
go? I don't remember it.
Damn it! No, I'm not singing. You like singing? You sing it.
I don't.
I
I'm
don't
trying
even-
to figure out
I
which
know.
one it is.
I
I'll
can't even
pull up the
figure out.
lyrics for you on the computer. And you
No, we need the hook. We can't just read it and know what it is.
No, I'm not singing Katy Perry. Damn it!
We're just trying to help you out, figure out which song it was.
I don't know what.
I
I'll
wish
look up
they all could
No,
be
no, that's
California
not it.
girls.
That's-
You said it was
shut up.
California girls or
That's not
something.
it. God, it's the one with Snoop's on it and fucking.
If you could do just
California.
No,
Not that one. Which one? I'm trying to. What? Come on, you sang it a second ago. Sing it.
I'm not singing it.
living it up at the Hotel
California.
That's the Eagles,
No,
dude.
that's not it.
Come on.
Oh.
I'm not singing it. God damn it! I'm not singing it.
Why?
Cause that's fucking retarded.
It's a California.
Everyone knows the song. Anybody that knows Katy Perry knows the song I'm talking about.
Californication.
No. Anybody that knows Katy Perry knows
If you
the
could
song
just
I'm talking
do the
about.
hook.
California love. Is it that one?
No, I'm not singing it. I'm not singing it.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Well, Super Bowl tickets are through the roof.
Really? Because I heard otherwise a week ago.
Did you?
Yeah, because I heard.
Why would you pay? Go ahead and tell us what it is.
It's prestige.
I mean, yeah. I
Sounds-
guess if you're into that and telling people, yeah, I was there, I did that, I was there, then the fact that you could take that money and buy a freaking sweet big screen TV and stereo
Or
system
8 of them.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. The prices for the Super Bowl, the cheapest ticket on the secondary market currently is going over $8,000.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
$8,000.
Glad the economy's doing well.
Yeah, no shit.
I told this to Mike last year. You weren't here when the Super Bowl obviously was here. But out of all, and I love going to sporting events. I freaking love, like Mike doesn't like going anymore, I guess. I like going to games. But dude, I have no interest in going to the Super Bowl. None. And even if the lines were in
Yeah,
it,
I'll bet it would be a big letdown, man. You know, just in terms of.
Riley goes every year. He's gone every year for 20 years.
I mean, it's all the shit that happens the nights before, right? That
yeah,
are the big
if you're a
deal.
partier and
Yeah.
you've got money, you
right.
can go out because it's usually in warm weather. It's almost always in warm weather
Yeah.
outside of New York and Detroit.
Right.
But I'll bet the game
Minnesota,
itself is kind of surreal and not, you know what I mean? It probably doesn't live up to.
Yeah, except it's just the event. There's tons of celebrity watching.
Hmm.
It's loaded with celebrities. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's the
get it.
Super Bowl. There's 1 billion people
No,
there
dude, you know what?
watching it.
I get it, I could see myself like I went to when Michigan State played in the final championship game here in Detroit. I went to that, and I can kind of see it. Even if the Lions were in, I would still rather watch it in Detroit and with a bar that was packed with Lions fans than go to. I have no interest in the Super Bowl.
When it's my team in a big game like that, I want to be in the smallest group possible.
Yes.
Ideally alone. Honestly.
Alone. Yeah.
Or with a dude who's totally with me on this. I
Yeah.
can just focus and watch every single play.
Yep.
Rewind if need be.
Yep.
I don't want to be in a bar. That last place I want to be is a bar with people talking and not being able to focus on shit.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, dude.
No,
If my team was the Lions and they got there,
I would, well, in the sense
Dude.
that I wouldn't be there. I would absolutely be in a bar.
You'd be in a
if the
bar?
Lions won if it's the Super Bowl.
no, I'd
But-
be concentrating.
When the Niners were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago or whatever, 2 or 3 years ago, whatever it was.
You want to soak it in. You want to feel every play, right? You wanna,
Dude, I literally locked my doors. I wouldn't let Beth come over 2 years ago. I was like, no. Like, I shut my phone off. I don't want to talk to any. There's no downtime during the Super Bowl. Like, usually it's, they're in commercials. But you don't even do that for that one game.
Yeah.
And I don't want the party. Like, for us, it makes sense this year because we have to do a show right afterwards. So it's like, you guys come over instead of having to watch most of the Super Bowl and then leave. So when it's over, it's like, just come over and we'll watch it here, and it'll be fine. But plus, I feel like you guys are all big enough sports fans that there's nothing worse than sitting in a room with super fan who doesn't know shit about football, but is hot screaming at the TV about the dime defense, just some term he's heard, doesn't know the difference. He couldn't tell you the difference between a nickel and a dime defense if he had to, ever. But he's gonna scream it out, holding, that's holding. God, what are these refs seeing out here? You're going, dude, shut the fuck up, please.
It was a chop block.
Clipped him, man. What's going on there? It's infuriating, especially for big games, for all games. But yeah, I don't want to sit in the crowd and have that guy behind me. Fucking refs, you're ruining the game.
Can you think of a certain person, Mike? That
I can think of a lot of people.
Can you think of a certain one?
God damn it! God damn it! Now, God damn it's the exception. God damn it is hilarious to watch a game with.
Yeah.
Because here's what God damn it will do. You'll sit down and they'll be like, yeah, kickoff about to take place here, and they'll kick it off, and they'll get a return to the 30, the Bears-Lions game, and return to 30. God damn it, the special team! This game's fucking over. God damn it, they suck. Why do we win? Look at this, Mike.
Fucking Lions.
Hey, you believe this fucking shit? Jesus Christ, Marcel! God damn it!
From then on, it's just downhill, man. The whole game, everything. The quarterback has 8 guys in his face, and he's supposed to complete a 30-yard dime down the field.
He could throw for 320 yards in the third quarter, and they'd be like, this fucking piece of shit. When are they going to get a real quarterback? Stanford, Jesus Christ. Fuck. My son, Jesus, my daughter could throw better than this piece of shit. Margaret, get out on the field. You can do better than him.
Margaret, give me a shot. Give the boys a shot. God damn it. God damn it, Marcel.
Marcel, you're 8 years old. Have a shot, God damn it, you fucking pussy. Put hair on your balls. Jesus Christ, God damn it. Margaret, where's dinner? She's a good woman.
Schnitzel.
I miss Margaret Schnitzel. I do, with some lemon. Oh, dude, it was the greatest meal. It's the greatest meal ever.
Oh, I know. It's delicious schnitzel.
But anyway, these Super Bowl tickets going for 8 G's right now, and there's reasons why this is happening, and it's because they say the rise in prices is due to the resale market being in flux between ticket brokers and resale sites. So the way this works is you go on StubHub and say, I want a Super Bowl ticket. And they're like, we got, where do you want them, man? How many do you need? We got all you need. You want 4 of them? Awesome. Give us your credit card and you'll get 4 tickets to the Super Bowl. You're like, cool. And so they don't tell you where your seats are or anything like that because they don't know where your seats are because they don't have tickets yet. So they've just sold you a $7,000 ticket. Now their job is to wait. They don't promise shit until Wednesday before the game.
Wow.
And then their job is to go find cheaper tickets anywhere they can because people get desperate, like, oh my God, I'm not going to sell my Super Bowl tickets.
Right.
I thought I was going to make a shitload of money. And so then they go buy these and sell them to you and they keep the profit. So they go buy them for $3,000, sell them to you. You've already bought them for $7,000. Meanwhile, you bought them a month ago. You don't find out where your seats are till Wednesday.
Ouch.
Isn't that bullshit? Izzy.
Supply and demand, I suppose. Oh, jeez. Poos.
Thank you. She was wrapped up in my.
The poos was wrapped up like Eric in an umbilical cord.
So they say fans who hope the prices will go down as the game nears will likely be really disappointed. All indications are that prices will continue to rise. So good. Why don't we take a quick timeout?
The poos wants to dance.
Yeah, look at
Oh, look at the poos.
She might have to go
Yeah.
potty. But we've got some good things coming up, including this elementary school in Texas. I love that story. And a sex party to discuss. We'll do that next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zod Ford and Holly. So Christmas is over and Santa didn't slide the gift you want down the chimney. No worries, because Zod Ford has you covered. New 2015 Mustangs, F-150s, Fusions, Explorers, Focus, and Escapes. We got them, and we have smoking hot auto show deals too. So stop pouting and head to Zod Ford on I-75 at exit 98. We have over 500 vehicles available to make all your wildest dreams come true. Check out our massive inventory at zotford.com.
Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast for Friday. God, we're already at the weekend.
Just clipping along here, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's flying by. This week kind of went by quick, didn't it?
You must have been busier than normal. 'Cause that's how it works, right?
Must have been it.
When your days are busy, they just kind of scoot by.
You're such a dick.
Well, were you?
Was he right?
I
No.
don't know. We met one day for a while, and then didn't we do something else another day?
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
All of a sudden, boom, that day's gone.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. When I took Beth to the airport, so that counts as doing something kind of,
Right
right?
here, it's like a half an hour.
Yeah, well, I still did it. Half hour back, too.
You got in your car.
He puts like 400 miles a year on his car.
Anyway, glad the week's coming to an end, I suppose. Strippers are all fans, right?
I don't know about
Big
this
fan-
one.
big fan of
I
strippers?
don't know about this one, Mike.
Dude, we tried so hard to get these at your bachelor party. You have no idea how hard, God damn it, son and I worked.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't,
Would have been funny.
yeah. Would have been funny, would have been awesome. We got a 3-foot, 11-inch stripper.
She's wee.
She's super wee. She's getting married. E, would you?
You know what? I've
She has a
actually
pretty
seen this girl.
face. She
You
has
know
a
what?
pretty face.
I've actually seen this girl. She's not that bad, dude. I'd consider it.
I can say titties don't look that bad either.
Not that bad.
She mashes them up.
She's kind of got the tattoos, right? Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You go down here though, it's all dwarf, you know.
but there's some. You know what? I'm into it. I would.
Does the
I would.
dwarfism affect the vagine?
In what way, Mike?
Is it in proportion, or does it just look oversized as can be?
I think sometimes their heads will be like normal human size.
Right.
She just has this massive vagina.
Yeah, it takes up like it's just like
Just like from belly button to arsehole.
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Um,
I can see her belly button there, and I don't see a vagine starting anywhere.
you don't.
Oh,
Her name's Kat Hoffman. You think that's real?
right.
26-year-old from Ohio. Earns more than $1,000 a week
Ooh.
as a stripper.
Look at her.
She's got a new fiance. She's marrying 6-foot-tall Ike Busher. She met through a friend. Our personalities just clicked. And says the difference in appearance does pose some problems. Obviously, she walks slower than me, so he bums out about that.
He's gonna just ride on his shoulders like that, right? Is that him?
Yeah,
some
probably
other
the
dude.
guy in the fatigues. He's in the army.
Okay.
She says he says apparently he's got a full body tattoo from his neck to his ankles. I bet that's amazing looking. I bet that looks sweet. And so he's used to getting stares in public, so this is nothing new. She was born with dwarfism, which means her arms, legs, and torso are shorter than average and weighs just 61 pounds. Doesn't mention her vagine, though.
She
So
weighs 61. Well, I guess.
That is the classic definition of a spinner right there.
Yeah.
You know?
How tall again did you say it was?
3'11".
No, dude. That's
And
not
her,
even
her
that.
legs can't be longer than
Let's see.
9 inches. I mean,
Let's see again.
no.
Yeah.
I would.
From hip to floor, that can't be more than 13 inches.
I'm in, Jay.
She's grown up and faced the bullies and the laughter at her and all that, but she's getting the last laugh now because she's got this huge lucrative career at $1,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
It will last forever, right?
And
That's-
the love of her life.
Yep, exactly. I felt like an outcast. People bullied me because of my size, and I was angry at the world. Ooh, angry little dwarf.
A little cliche.
Yeah. Since getting
Call her grumpy here.
Jay. God.
maybe
Or any of the other names, Jay?
since getting famous as a dancer, the definition of fame is so different for certain people, isn't it?
I suppose.
I've learned to be myself. Now all the people who ignored me at school want to be my friend on Facebook. I call myself a smile producer, not an exotic entertainer.
I'll agree with that.
I mean, you can't lie. You can't lie, right?
I just want to put smiles on people's faces.
I will agree with
She does
that.
that,
She's
Jay.
accomplished. Yeah.
At 16, she was taken out of school to be homeschooled. High school was difficult. The other kids were rude and bitchy. I dreaded school every day. No one wanted to speak to me. At age 18, she visited a strip club with a friend who worked there and decided to get up and dance. Despite the bullying, I was always proud of my body. By the end of the night, I was on stage and nude. It was such a buzz. A lot of us disabled people don't feel sexy because of our handicaps, but I don't think it's necessary. Is that a handicap? I didn't think of that as a handicap.
A disability?
Disability, yeah. She
Handicap
said
is such an outmoded term.
that was her term, not mine. Change all the signs in parking spaces then.
I know.
So she says she's appeared in clubs all over the U.S. as Cat the Midget Stripper. I thought that was an outmoded term.
Midget?
Stripper?
I thought you were supposed to say fidget now.
Yeah, right. So that's generally what I thought too. She also dances at birthdays and bachelor parties. Her mother hand makes her stripper outfits,
Oh, God.
which is probably a good thing because they probably don't. I mean, how tall is Sweet Pie?
She's probably about her size. No. I don't know.
I mean,
That's a good...
it'd be kind of
about yay
disturbing if they made stripper costumes
Right.
for normal 3'11" people.
Right. For 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds.
Yeah, right, exactly. Parents might frown on that. So they apparently don't come in her size. Her sister, though, Renee, is less enthusiastic. I've been to her shows before, and they don't go there to see her. They go there to laugh at her.
Exactly. That's
Which-
what I was going to say, man.
Yeah.
She's just found a little niche area that, you know,
It
got
hurts a
guys
lot.
like you, they're planning a bachelor party, think it'd be hilarious
Yeah, which is
to
what it
get
was.
the little wee one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot watching because that's my baby sister. I wish she would stop, but I don't think she will. She's got no plans to leave just yet, even if her fiance doesn't like it. She's gives herself another 5 years at least, maybe longer. The job has taught me to appreciate my body and who I am. I'm so glad I found it.
God, the money's
great
too
news.
good. The money's too good, Mike.
Look at those pictures. She's just so wee.
She's just so wee.
Let's see the other ones.
Mm.
I already saw those ones.
He wants
that
more.
just looks strange, doesn't it? Guy grabbing her boob. It looks like a little 7-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I desperately want to know if their vagines are regular human size or if they're
I think a simple Google search would indicate such.
really. You want to Google that?
Really?
Dwarf vagines. Report back, please. And then we got, speaking of wonderful time, obviously this couple is deeply in love,
Great news.
Deeply,
Great news
yeah.
out of Ohio.
about to get married. And then we've got, what should have been more great news out of Ibiza. And we don't know yet, but we got a,
Where
This
exactly
guy-
is Ibiza?
somewhere. It's tropical.
Yeah,
Yeah, island.
it's a big deal. Lots of people party there and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, this guy goes there. He's a waiter, lives on the island, and his girlfriend comes to town.
Damn it.
And he proposes to her.
Son of a bitch.
She accepts, right? She accepts the proposal, and in her excitement, I mean, this is the greatest moment of her life. She starts jumping up and down there on this cliff overlooking the ocean.
Beautiful.
Stunning.
Picturesque. It's
Absolutely.
a postcard.
Yeah. And then she fell over the cliff.
Ah.
Yeah.
Dead?
Yeah.
Big cliff.
5-foot fall.
Wasn't one of those cliffs with a shelf 10 feet below.
No. Nope. And the worst part is she like did the whole like hitting her way all the way down.
Oh no, yeah.
65
yeah,
feet.
Like a Plinko chip.
Yeah, exactly. And they got services there, emergency services got there, and she was still alive, and then she had a heart attack and died. Yeah.
Oh.
She just arrived a couple days earlier. It is believed the dead woman's devastated waiter boyfriend had singled out that spot to make his marriage proposal.
This is a Mike and Beth
I-
top kind of situation here.
I'm not saying that, but this could be great news that he's single and on the market and available again. I don't
She
know,
could have been
but
a major bitch.
she could have been. She could have been awesome, but we just don't know. But when I think like Yeah, I took my girl up to a secluded location on a mountaintop, and then she tumbled over the edge to her death. I don't know. I've been on said mountaintops with a girl, and I'm just saying.
I think it's pretty obvious who should be the focus of the investigation. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she's not here to defend herself. Do you think that thought? Well, I know it would now. If you and Gab went up on a mountaintop, would that thought cross your mind at all? You would have to now because of what I've said, right?
Yeah, right.
Like the thought in both of your heads would be like, "That son of a bitch, he could, he could."
Yeah.
Would you? You'd probably bring it up. You'd probably
Yep.
vocalize it. Why not? Make a moment out of it. Take your selfie. Have a nice chuckle. Way up the mountaintop.
Standing far enough from the ledge, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't know that there's more of a perfect way to off someone if you wanted someone out of your life. I mean, we went up there and we were having the best time. I
loved her. I proposed to her a second before.
Yeah.
I loved her, man.
I mean, I've never loved anyone like this woman. She loved me so much. She was so excited that she.
Yeah, I wonder if
jumped up and
there's
down.
more to this. I wonder if
I
we'll
went
get
to
more.
hug her and.
Yeah. To the Astronom file. There must be more here.
God damn it.
People in Ibiza just heard, "You son of a bitch!" all the way down, and yeah, not good.
No, you're right, man. That'd be the perfect kind
Astronom
of
file.
Okay.
way to set it up.
This is the first one. I'm sorry.
Never mind.
I'm giving myself a reset on all the other
No,
ones.
no.
This is the first one. I'm starting a new day, Jay.
You can't blow out the Astronom file. There
I'm
were some
starting it
very
right.
good things in there.
Well, okay.
It's going to get to the Astronom file with great dispatch.
Okay,
Right?
this weekend I'll spend some time on the Astronom file.
Yeah.
Heard that before. Now, you've got kids in elementary school, Jay.
I have one, yeah.
One or more than one?
I have two in middle school.
Two in middle school. Okay. Well, I think that's where we were. Middle school. Eliza Medina is the name of one of them.
Okay.
And she was one of 24 students who were forced to undergo a poop inspection.
How many were forced to undergo?
24.
Wow.
At an elementary school
Okay.
after feces was found on the gym floor.
Yeah, somebody loafed it on the gym floor.
I think a couple of times.
And nobody would admit it, so they resolved we're going to check for poop.
Yeah, so they round up 24 students, separate them, girls and boys, by gender, yeah, and then the kids were ordered to pull down their pants far enough so that they could see if there were telltale feces signs. Who
thought of that?
on the board
Approved that.
thought that this, like,
That's good judgment.
yeah, I mean, do you know how cheap it is to go buy a camera nowadays and pop it up in the corner of the gym and catch someone in the act? Literally, you're really gonna go and ask a bunch of 10, 12, 13-year-olds to
They
Drop it.
pull down their pants and show us your skid marks.
I mean, what?
What poor judgment.
Yes. Seriously. I felt uncomfortable. I was embarrassed. This is an 11-year-old. I didn't want to do it. I felt like they violated my privacy. That sounds like a lawyer told her to say that. Would an 11-year-old say, I felt like they violated my privacy?
Yeah, maybe.
Really?
Yeah. Russ could say that for sure.
Yeah, but Russ isn't 11.
Yeah, he is.
He is?
Yeah.
He's an advanced 11-year-old. He's smarter than the average bear. This girl's mother, Marina, said that she understands how frustrating feces on the floor can be. As we all do, right?
I can identify with the frustration.
But that's
Finding a loaf on the gym floor.
that's still not an excuse to strip search students.
Do you imagine that, though? It's like, all right, admit to it. Who did it? Who did it? You know, the whole class just sitting there with one kid who loafed it. It's just like,
Do you think there's just
I
one
mean-
like creepy guy on staff who's like, got an idea? I think we need to get to the bottom of this immediately.
So you think he shat on the gym floor?
Or no, maybe it just popped up and it was like, this is my opportunity. Yeah, I might go in there.
Strip search some little kids.
And he's just like pulling little pants down and just like, Mary Ellen's clean.
Next.
Bring them on in one at a time, slowly. Bring those panties down. Bring them bloomers down. Slower. Oh man. Oh God. Hold on, almost done. Clear. Next. Slowly, bring him down slower. I said, Mary Helen, slower. We got skids. We got one with skids. The other students are just across the wall, just like,
God.
what's he doing over there? Why is he taking so long to check? 14 hours to get through 24 kids.
Lo and behold, the 24th kid is the culprit.
I got my idea. I'm pretty sure I know who it was, but I'm going to go through them one more time and just double check. We don't want to falsely accuse any of these young children, or any of these young minds in our school here.
They deserve justice.
Line them back up. Cindy, you're first. Just bring the bloomer down a little bit lower.
Jesus Christ.
I seriously don't know how that gets into a meeting room where it's like, okay, let's go, break. That's the plan. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's bring a group of 24 kids in and pull their pants down.
No.
What would you do as a parent if Sweet Pie came home or Russ comes home and says, Dad, it was so weird. I mean, first off, they
Mr.
found
Carlson.
shit on the floor in the gym, which was awesome, right? We all got a good laugh. It was hilarious. But then, you're not going to believe this, but they like lined us up and then made us all pull our pants down. Anyway, I'm going to go do some homework. Russ! Hold on a second, son.
Russ, a couple questions. Rewind, buddy. Yeah, dude, that's...
Start at the beginning and go slower, a little more detail. Wouldn't you be horrified? I would hope that your kid would call home as he's standing in line and be like,
They're about to get to me, Dad. What do I do?
get up here now. Up here. I'm 4 kids away. No, I'm 4 kids away. Like, seriously, I'm stalling, but...
Mr. Carlson has his nose in Trevor's ass. He's coming my way.
He's nose deep in Trevor. I just don't understand how it gets that far. The superintendent, Ken Baugh, is investigating the matter. He said his understanding was that children were told to lower their pants just a little bit. Just a little bit. The mother said, no, they pulled them down so their butts were exposed.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
what good does it do to, pull them down just a little bit? No one's going to get off to that.
people so stupid, you know?
That just seems like such a no-brainer.
Was it 1 or 2 people going rogue here on this, or do you think it went through a process?
I don't know.
It probably was a snap decision by the gym teacher and the homeroom teacher, you know? Hold on, before the kids go back to class.
We got to find out who did this.
Mrs. Carlson, you've got to know what occurred in my gymnasium. There's a loaf on the floor of my gymnasium.
This is unacceptable behavior in this schoolhouse, and I am not going to stand for Elizabeth. I am not going to stand for this. Get them in here and get their drawers down now.
Pile of excrement
on my gymnasium floor. Was it you? Was it you, Elizabeth? It's just screaming at some 11-year-old.
Yeah, how did they know it wasn't some sick janitor or something? Was it a little tiny loaf?
It must have
Did
been.
they judge the size of the loaf?
How do you know some kid didn't just collect some dog shit from outside on his shoe and track it in?
I think you could probably tell.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, even if a kid shit on the floor, I don't know. It seems like you would just more like humiliate the shit out of every one of those students. That's something you'd never forget. If a teacher did that to one of us, we would never forget that.
it sounds like almost such a serious issue that you kind of want to handle it on the down low, you know, to find out, like, so you can get this kid help. Like, seriously, that's pretty freaking.
But from what I read, it sounded like it had happened more than once. So why wouldn't you just put a camera on the down low, put a camera up, and then hope you catch something, and then like, I knew it, that was a son of a bitch. I knew it was him. And then you got your man. And if it doesn't happen again, it's a win-win. You can't lose. So you had to clean up a pile of shit once. Could be worse.
Call the janitor. Remember how creepy those elementary school janitors were?
Not Fred. Fred was the shit.
Oh, you've talked about Fred before, yeah.
Buying ice cream. Buying ice cream. Yeah.
What?
No, we
Fred
had
was
some
a nice
weird
guy.
ones. We had some weird ones.
Did
Don't
you?
you think that not to be mean, but don't you think anybody that would in elementary school janitor like
What's wrong with that?
I mean, it's one thing when they do like the after hour, where they, the ones that come in after school hours, but the ones that are there in
The
the
guy
day,
with the big key ring.
right? But the one in the day, that's,
Always named something like Ned or Fred, like you say. Or,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Do you remember the name of yours?
I don't. I can picture him though.
Not to stay on the young kids too long, but we've got
right.
what?
Nothing.
4 middle school students, and this is in Wisconsin, have been arrested and are facing sexual assault charges. These are 12 and 13-year-olds.
Damn, dude.
11, 12, 13. After a report, they recorded.
So these are 1 year, 2 years off of those poor children we just talked about
Yeah.
having to pull down their pants a little bit to show poop.
Yeah,
So these are basically in that same.
same group.
Yeah.
These are their friends.
Yeah.
These are the people
Who
that
are
grew up.
banging each other.
They're banging and recording it on cell phones.
Damn it!
Ugh,
Ugh,
I know. Even 12-year-olds are getting more than E.
it pisses
Oh,
me.
it should. It should. That's humiliating. It really is. No offense. 12-year-olds are getting more than E.
Yeah.
It's because sex is just, dude. It really. I'm not trying to say that it's not my fault, but it is, dude.
So
Sex is so
do you think if you were 12 right now,
desensitized
you
right
could
now.
get it?
Yeah, I think
Uh,
no,
Think
no,
if you were in
no.
that-
I think it's so desensitized, right? They don't, dude. It's just not seen at all as big of a deal as you guys are thinking it used to be. You know what I mean? You can look at it on the internet everywhere you go. You can see it if you want to. And I really, really don't think. I think this is happening way more than people probably
So you
realize.
think at 12 you could have gotten a piece nowadays?
I
If
think
you were
it-
12 now?
I think I do only because I think it's just not a big deal. I think they go to parties and
So
I
it's
think blowjobs are nothing, man. I think you
could at least get that.
absolutely.
So you'd be excited to get a blowjob from a 12-year-old then?
If I was 12,
Oh. Second.
shut up. You know what I meant.
No, I was just trying to figure out. I didn't want you to say something that you regret. That's all. I was
stand by
looking
what
out
I'm
for you.
Yeah, right. Whatever. I stand by what I said, though, dude. I'm serious, Jay.
That you
Like, I'm not
stand by
trying-
what you said that you could fuck a 12-year-old. Is
If
basically
I was
what you
12, when I was 12, if I was 12
said.
right
But
now.
you're not 12. You're like 18 years older than
Yeah.
19 almost years older than that.
I'm
so-
talking about. I never once.
You said today you could bang a 12-year-old. That's all you said. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure out,
That's
get to the
not
bottom of
I
what you said.
I just told you 3 times. That's not what I meant or said.
Well, it's not my fault for what I heard. I've heard the words that came out of your mouth.
Okay, well, I just clarified it now 4 times. So
What are you
that's,
getting so worked up for?
I'm not. What I meant was, if I was 12 right now, yes, I think I could. I don't think it'd be that hard
We're going in circles. So you don't even think it would be hard to bang a 12-year-old?
if I was 12
Okay.
as well.
All right. Well, you could get in trouble for it.
Okay.
Don't bang a 12-year-old. You could get in trouble.
Okay.
Police have recommended the students be charged with first and second-degree assault of a minor. How does that work? If you're already a minor yourself, like, the sex party was allegedly held at the home of a classmate in Wisconsin during the holiday break. Staff called the police in January after a student reported the sex party.
What?
They eventually arrested 4 students in their early teens. Videos of the alleged sex assaults were not posted on social media. We're trying to send a clear message that this type of behavior isn't going to be condoned by law enforcement, nor school officials, nor shouldn't be by parents.
Ooh.
We're talking to kids that are middle school age. Police have finished their investigation. They don't know if charges are going to be brought yet.
Can you? No.
What do you bring them up for? If they film it, can you bring them up on child porn?
Well, can you tell if what they're describing was consensual between the two? Obviously, they're not of age to consent, but is that what they're describing?
Yeah.
As like a 13-year-old little girl, having consensual oral sex with a 13-year-old boy?
As much as you can consent,
Yeah.
like as you say, you can't consent. But if you've got 2 consenting 13-year-olds, back in the day it was called spin the bottle. But I mean, it obviously goes further now. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. If there was alcohol there or something, and you got someone passed out.
Yeah.
Now that's a different story. But obviously we'll never see the videos. But I just don't know. That's a good point, though. I guess if it's something that
they should charge the girl equally as the boy if that's the case.
absolutely
Hey, man.
having
She's
sex with a
assaulting-
13-year-old boy is illegal no
got
matter
it.
where you are.
You got it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
That's crazy
No, I'm
though
serious.
to think.
I think
I'm
you
with you, dude.
wind over my point because you're making fun
No,
of me
your
for it.
point is a good one, and I think it's valid that they're all desensitized by all the shit
course
that's
they
out
are.
there. The fact that you
MTV
can Google, dwarf vagine, and there it is, and
Yeah.
Well, dude, and you're watching MTV right now. Kardashian that's how she got famous. A sex tape. People are making sex tapes all the time. I think it's out there more than it ever was, and I just don't think they see.
it's too bad, man.
They don't see it like. That's why sometimes when you guys talk, like, man, even the toys, and you're like, oh, if I was 16, I think some of these kids, they're already at 12, and I don't think that's that common. I don't think that's like a rare thing that happens. Maybe not sex parties, but dude, I
You
just
have to worry about that as a parent, raising
Yeah.
kids that are young, like because they seem. I swear, I don't. Your kids seem so young to me,
Mhm.
and they're this age though.
Right.
Like they're these
With a
kids'
13-year-old.
age, and they seem like children to me.
Yeah.
They're
I
children.
cannot fathom my 13-year-old in that.
I just can't imagine. Honestly, these maybe are just a bunch of white trash asshole kids. Not that anyone's immune to it,
I don't.
because
think
you're
so.
right, either not. But I just can't imagine, even if your kid did something, I can't picture the scenario where your kid would take a cell phone video of him doing something like that
Dude,
with a
You know what? I know you know
with a
people.
fellow student. I just can't even imagine
I
that.
know you mentioned that you have a friend that was a teacher before and stuff, and I have a few friends that are teachers, and they're in a younger age group, dude, and they encounter this stuff, notes, just notes saying, I want to have sex with you. Stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, I'm not talking high
What were
school.
those bracelet parties they used to have?
Yeah,
The rainbow parties, were they? Is that what they were called?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The kids would wear all the bracelets saying how many blowjobs they'd given.
But dude, I think that's even, dude, I don't know if this was part of that or not. I know they had those parties, but I know I was talking about kids when I was in Holland living with people that they said in their school, like right there, like literally if a girl would be wearing a certain bracelet, all you had to do as a guy is walk up and snap it. And if that meant blowjob or whatever it was, she
had to do it.
She just had to do it. And they'd
Jeez.
fucking go like into the back. I mean, it was just like, it wasn't even like a choice. I mean, maybe not a choice, but in the sense that like you could be a nerdy guy, I guess, or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know how it worked, but so I don't know if
Ugh.
So who do you blame?
The culture.
technology,
The culture, yeah, but is it girls
Sure
that are
it's just
victims?
slid off the edge of a cliff in terms of just sex and violence and
Has it changed since when we were kids? And I'm sure it has, but in the respect that when we were 13 years old, if there was anything going on between a girl and a boy, the girl was usually the aggressor in that situation. When you were 12 or 13, remember those days?
yeah, I think that's kind of true still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
girls are pretty aggressive.
yeah. I mean, that's what I remember.
But dude, it's the internet, like you said.
Yeah.
How could it not have an
It
effect?
makes
How
it
could
look
it
like
not-
it's going on everywhere.
right. How can it
Yeah.
not have an effect? It's
Well, not just that it's going on everywhere, but okay, I've watched 500 videos of this happening. That's just normal. That's what happens. That's
Yeah.
what boys and girls do.
I wouldn't think at that age you'd be capable of doing it.
back in the day.
Seri-
you had
I'm
kids at that
serious.
age. I mean,
Huh?
back in colonial times, they would have kids at 30. Are you kidding me? You're not
You
capable
whipping
of
out the
doing it.
colonial age
It's true,
history
though.
lesson.
It's true.
I just can't imagine.
Demographics of colonial times.
Yeah.
He's an expert.
Well, all my trips to Colonial Williamsburg and whatnot.
Well, as much as they're trying to, as that behavior is going on, they're trying to curb it everywhere. We've seen these laws here where yes means yes laws. They're
Yeah,
trying to
right.
put on all the college campuses. This is one that's on the books or going on the books in Europe. Newly announced overhaul of how the Crown Prosecution Service should treat rape cases. So no means no, they say, just doesn't work anymore. Doesn't hack it. So it turns out yes sometimes means no too, particularly when a woman is judged to be too inebriated to be capable of making a conscious decision. If she's drunk, then the new rule is that she is not capable of consenting at all, even if she has said yes, even if undressed herself or initiated the sexual advances.
Wow, man.
Even if she at no point suggested she had changed her mind or asked the man to stop, even if she blatantly enjoyed herself at the time.
So 90% of sex has now become rape.
Rape, right.
Ugh.
Can you imagine, unlike any other offense where the onus is on the prosecution to prove that the accused is guilty of a crime, this puts the responsibility squarely on the shoulders of the accused to prove he's innocent. In one fell swoop, the lady that's trying to run this up, her name's Mrs. Saunders, I don't remember what her first name was, Allison Saunders, has turned a fundamental principle of our justice system, the presumption of innocence, on its head. Instead of requiring evidence of non-consensual sex, the CPS will now look only for the absence of evidence that there was consent. As the DPP said, she wants the police to ask suspects how they knew the alleged victim was saying yes and was doing so freely and knowingly.
Mm-hmm.
This is outrageous. For too long, society has blamed rape victims for confusing the issue of consent by drinking, by dressing provocatively, for example. But it is not they who are confused. It is society itself.
What about the chick who has to take a little responsibility and understand, hey, I'm getting drunk, and when I get
No.
drunk, I get touchy-feely. And
Yeah,
I
Jay.
sometimes come on to guys that I shouldn't.
You know what,
you
no,
know?
Jay, dude. Like when he talks about dressing provocatively, and they talk about these yoga pants and getting kicked. All the women organizations just say no, men are pigs and they should be able to control themselves. You're 13, 14, and you're wearing that. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Well, it goes to all this push for empowering of women, and it does the exact opposite. If you're going to say that women have a few drinks and they're incapable of making decisions that they can own, you're going to take that away from them and say that. I mean, you would think that seems medieval to me.
Yeah, that's screwed up, and it's bullshit. They should have some personal responsibility to know. Look, shit happens when you get drunk. I shouldn't get that drunk.
Yeah, consequences for your actions.
And again, I'm not obviously condoning, hey, if you get drunk and you say no, somebody should be allowed to rape you. Of course not. But if you say yes, somebody should be allowed to bang you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my opinion.
Under these new rules, without a legal consent form being signed in front of witnesses, a drunk man will be held 100% responsible for anything he does during any sexual encounter with a woman. From the first kiss to the zipping up of his trousers, he is culpable for all of his actions and hers too.
Wow.
This sounds like a fake story.
So what's the end result of this? Does this curb promiscuity? Do people think twice about?
No.
No, but
I'm not going to go out to the bar and look to pick up a chick. I'm going to lay low, and you know what I mean?
I worry that this has a totally different effect on people. Like, people are going to still get it on. That's never going to stop. But what happens when you get drunk and get into a fight with someone, and then you have sex, and then you get into a fight? I mean, fights happen between young couples or couples.
But that's
in
what
general.
I'm saying. Will this just ultimately curb people going out on the prowl? I agree. Sex is sex. Humans are humans. It's going to happen. But does it curb some of this? Hey, the nightlife is the time to go on the prowl and find a partner and have some fun.
Yeah.
Because what you're going to is, hey, this allows a woman to turn on somebody
for anything. It's almost like blackmail.
Yeah.
A guy doesn't want to date you anymore. Guy doesn't want to date you anymore. I was raped last weekend.
Right.
I was hammered drunk. Yeah, we were hammered drunk together and we had sex. Like, seriously?
Right.
And now it's on me to prove that. Well, do you have your consent form? Well, no. She was my girlfriend. So you can rape your girlfriend? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I mean, really, we're supposed to get consent form. Witnesses? Jay, could you be a third-party witness to this? She's agreed. You saw the nod. I got the nod. I mean,
no, I guess it's all. I think underlying all this is kind of a policy of trying to get people to chill out and not be so promiscuous.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Well, that's
That's human nature.
Dude, I know people are gonna bang, like I said, but they're trying to curb this friggin' culture of everybody go out on the college scene.
The hookup culture, Jay?
The hookup culture.
I think you'd have an easier time getting prohibition back in place. You want to curb acts like that? Make drinking illegal. Seriously. How many people are going to go out and just bang people on a one-night stand type of thing without alcohol? Has that ever happened before? Have two sober people ever gone out and fucked just for a one-night stand?
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what they're trying to get at. I
Okay.
think there's a larger issue here at play.
That will never happen.
I think there's a family values thing going on underneath this, and this is just the point of the blade
Yeah.
that we're talking about.
The tip of the iceberg, if you will, Jay? Huh?
Did you know that 2/3 of the iceberg at least doesn't
Is
even
underground.
show
That's why I made the reference.
underwater?
That's what the reference came from.
Thank you. I've never heard that one, the tip of the iceberg. I'll use that again.
Unbelievable. Hey, you bitched about your cable, right?
I don't
Keep
have
hearing-
cable.
Oh, my God. Come on.
If I said I could get you 4 free years of cable, are you in? I mean, even though you technically have free cable right now, but
that'd be
whatever.
great. Yeah, that'd be great. 4 years. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got a customer, Ricardo Brown.
Okay.
E-
Ricardo.
I'm
Ricardo.
doing it.
Who is this defiant guy that doesn't want to participate in the show anymore?
I know.
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Now. That was close.
I can't do it, right?
Dude.
Shut up, dude. Every time.
Stop looking at Jay.
I
Why-
can't. Ricardo.
That, yeah, you got it there. That was good.
Shut up.
Very well.
Shut up.
You've gotten a lot. You have
Been
to admit you've
practicing.
gotten a lot better.
During that time that you're writing comedy for 3 hours during the week, and you're also sitting there spending time on the rolling of the R's. I can tell.
Yeah, I can't tell. That was way better than it used to be.
Ricardo.
Ricardo. Eric. That was good, dude. For real. Anyway, Ricardo Brown from Washington, Spokane, Washington. Got his most recent bill from Comcast. They changed his name though from Ricardo.
Ricardo?
It's no longer Ricardo Brown. It's Asshole Brown.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He must have done something like complained about some service.
Well, it was on the bill, and you can see it right here. He's got a picture of his bill.
See.
It says Asshole Brown.
Jeez. Receive that in the mail. Dude, you know how infuriating that would be?
Really? Would you even? Let me see.
Yes,
no,
I'd be
I'm
so
serious.
pissed.
I swear to
I'd be
God,
like,
I
you
wouldn't
mother-
even notice it.
Yes, you would.
I wouldn't even. If I was looking at bills, I wouldn't even.
You're sitting
I
here
just pay
paying this
online.
company.
You've never
a
looked at
lot
a
of
bill in your
money.
life. What are you talking about?
Look at my credit card bill.
Ma, bill's in.
That's exactly how
It doesn't
it
even
goes.
come to him. It's not in his name. Nothing's in his name.
The credit cards are unfortunately in my name. I'm
Um,
an idiot.
His wife Lisa, and here's where the story gets mildly interesting. According to her, the problem may have stemmed because they don't remember doing anything wrong, but maybe it stemmed from her attempts to lightly reduce the bill over the phone. She explained that her family was having financial difficulties and needed to reduce their cable bill. She called Comcast to cancel the cable portion of her account, for which she had to pay a $60 fee. Instead of complying immediately, a representative threw her to the retention department and tried to persuade her to keep the cable service and sign a new 2-year contract. I was never rude. I could have been. It could have been that person that was upset because I didn't take him up on the offer. Maybe.
Yeah.
Does that sounds like
Great if
something?
Comcast whipped out an audio of that.
Yeah.
Oh, she wasn't rude, huh?
Yeah. I guarantee you, for someone to change the name on your bill to Asshole Brown, I guarantee someone was being an asshole. Probably not the best way to handle it, but it's still funny nonetheless. Comcast has confirmed that this, because people were like,
It's valid.
"Is it photoshopped?" Comcast came out and went, "Nah, you got me. You got us." We have spoken with our customer and apologized for this completely unacceptable and inappropriate name change.
Name change.
What they did though, they offered a full refund for the past 2 years of service, as well as 2 additional years at no extra charge. And her husband's name is changed back to E.
What was it? I don't remember.
Ricardo. You got it that time.
I don't know.
That was good. That was good. What he said, Brown. They changed his name back to Brown.
And gave him 4 years.
And 2 past years, so I don't know if they're paying him back for that or...
God, this got to be such a challenge for Comcast. I mean, it's their business, and they've got to take care of it, but it's just a never-ending problem with all these customer service, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
It
bad.
seems like you hear every couple months about something that goes viral about Comcast customer service. Ugh.
I'm telling. I'll send this message out to DirecTV right now. They can change my name to Fookfase, fuckface, dickhead, anything they want.
Take 4 years.
No, like a month. Just give me a free month. You can change my name for all time to
Feel free.
anything you want. Yeah. Just give me like a free month or 2. Free HBO.
Nice. Hey, it's January, and you know what that means. It means it's auto show time at Zott Ford and Holly. As you already know, they have the hottest sales staff in Oakland County: foosball, ping pong, popcorn, and Big E. But what you may not know is they have auto show bonus cash on your new Ford. So hurry in before the bonus cash is gone and buy or lease your new Ford from your friends at Zott Ford, SZOTT. They are at I-75 and exit 98 East Tally Road.
Gwyneth Paltrow, fan, not fan.
Come on, man.
No?
What do you think?
I would think no.
No.
Really? Why? Any
Just-
reason?
Just one of these self-important assholes.
Yeah. You know, I wish.
Oh, she's so, you know,
Not a
she's,
fan of Goop, or what is it? Is that her stupid? I don't remember.
she's a
movie,
blog or something.
No, it's like this whole store she sells of all this earth out. You know
Oh,
what I'm
really?
talking- Goop?
Oh.
Isn't it Goop?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
No, she's one of the most self-important of the self-important, isn't she?
She is, and we couldn't wait to get her on the phone once. And she came on the Drew and Mike show, and we were like, this fucking bitch. We were just like, couldn't wait to tee up on her. She was super against the war and just liberal as can be.
But then she was really nice.
She was fucking amazing.
Really?
She was funny. She was entertaining.
Huh.
It was really tough because it was like, God, this was going to be so easy to hate this woman.
Yeah.
And she came off really well.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
which was surprising, to be honest with you. But anyway, she revealed in a new interview that she steam cleans her vagine.
How so? How does that work?
She thinks you should too. Not you, but
E
yeah.
should.
No, I have a penis. A penis.
A menstrual cycle?
How's that work with the whole menstrual cycle with the panus? How can that be?
He just gets a bloody stop.
Do you want me to show it to you, Jay? I mean, is that what they're getting at here? I mean,
Nobody wants to see that
well,
mess.
then don't ask.
Apparently, steaming. It is that time of the month, dude. It's
is.
crazy.
Son of a bitch. It's like clockwork.
It's unreal.
Set your watch to it.
Apparently, steaming the vagine can provide an energetic release. This is why Gwyneth gets regular Mugworth V-Steam treatments at a spa in Santa Monica. Not just a steam douche. It balances hormone levels. If you're in LA, you have to do it.
Can you imagine being the administrator of said steaming? I mean, you're sitting there going, this is Gwyneth Paltrow, and I'm like shoving this douche up her, telling her this does something.
If you're in LA, you have to do it. What the?
Yeah. What?
Woody?
I mean,
Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So no one else in the country. We shouldn't worry about it.
We have to go to LA
I
for
think
it.
the spa is there.
Yes.
If you're in LA, go to the spa and do it. I think.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, never. I was reading into it a different way. Sorry.
Yeah, it did seem kind of highbrow.
I thought it was more like I thought it was more suggesting
that
just
only
like-
people in LA could.
kind of like it's. I don't
It's
know.
probably more common there, but they
Oh, I'm
probably
sure
do it in
it
other
is.
places. But I
Oh,
just
really? Think
if
of
you're
this
steam-
person who's sitting there shoving this thing. It's being inserted, right? It's a douche type thing.
I don't know. I would assume
So you're sitting there just like, oh my god, this is
when you hear steam cleaning, don't you think like
Hagopian carpets.
yes. I just would think that if you're getting that done, there's a reason. Like nobody takes their brand new car to the car wash, right?
Oh right.
If
right.
you've got a shiny, clean vehicle, you don't go get it washed.
Yeah, what are you trying to?
You wait
steam
till it
clean
gets
out of there?
dirty
Yeah.
and
It's
smelly.
a stain.
Once it starts, I don't know, smelling like rotten meat or something in your car, or onions, or
Metal.
or feet, or cheese, right?
Yes.
Then you go get it clean. It's like, okay, this has gotten so bad. I'm waking myself up at night.
Right. Right.
People are complaining. I'm tired of hearing about the meat and the metal and all that. So it's time.
So you don't think this is preemptive in any way?
Would you leave the car dealership with your brand new car? It still has those paper mats by your pedals, and then go, better hit Jack's on the way home.
I wouldn't.
Of course you wouldn't. There's no need. So why would you go get the first steam clean unless it was like, some guy told me I smell like a garbage dump. So I guess there's this new place that steams them. So
The
maybe
machine
that'll
is
work.
a very curious creature, though.
It is.
You know, I don't know that it's apples to oranges when we say new car and vagine. You know.
They go bad. Are they like fruit? Is there
Just
an
with
expiration date?
Oh God, I hope not.
Nana? No.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't.
I don't do that ever. Trust me.
Okay.
Has she been cleaned lately?
Yes. Every.
Steamed?
I don't know.
No, hold on.
No, I don't know, dude. Yes, she bathes on a regular basis. That's.
He's mad at you.
What did I do?
Dude, you should take a swing and end this shit.
Yeah.
No. that's
Don't
not
put
gonna
up
happen.
with this from him.
I'm not a fighter.
Not a lover either. You
That
got.
doesn't solve anything.
How much do you think the steam clean vagine cost?
$500.
The steam clean vagine machine.
Oh, the machine or just the? I thought you
Yeah,
service.
just the service. I say $500.
Nope. 50.
What?
Oh,
You get
didn't
a
you think for sure it was going to
Sparkling
be?
vagine one time for 50. You can buy a package of 5 trips for 200.
Oh my
Did
gosh.
you so
Totally,
think it was
yeah.
going to be?
Yeah, I wouldn't think Paltrow would be out there, stammering about stuff if it was a $50 service.
And there's different
Anyone
ones you
could
can
do that,
get
Jay.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd be interested in, but if you had a choice, if you're looking at the menu items,
Yeah.
the signature, slimming, the infertility, or the postpartum, and then they've got a V-Steam exclusively for men.
Oh, wait a minute,
Can
what?
we reroute some Kickstarter funds and send to E to get his dong steamed?
That'd be awesome. I'm in. I just like going on trips though. That's the only.
E,
reason I
we're
wanna-
sending you to LA.
Hell yes.
Wait,
I'm
is
in.
that a dong
It's a day
steaming or
trip.
an ass steaming?
Oh,
for a guy?
maybe it's an ass.
He's in though.
I'll-
He's in.
you-
Let
You
the
already said
record
you're in.
reflect.
I'm in either way, dude. I'll fly to LA for
Have
that.
you ever been to LA?
Well, there we
No.
go.
You've never been to LA?
No,
Really? We're
Nah.
sending you there for an ass steaming.
I'm in.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's agreed to insertion.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, they have to get in there and really clean it out, but hey, free trip to LA,
I'm
right?
in.
Okay.
You said you'd quit this show over anything like that.
I'm on a flat trip like that to LA.
So for $300 and a flight, you're gone.
He'll take it up the ass.
That's
This
what
is
I
just-
gather
I
from
don't
trying
this.
think
to
those
track
go up, I
your
don't think those
morals
go up
and
the ass.
your
That's
standards.
my thing, though.
I think that's what we read.
I'm sure we can
Insertion.
work something
I mean,
out with them. I mean, we'll call ahead and make sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, what if it is? E?
I guess then I'll still do it. I'll go out. Whatever.
How is this at all consistent with anything we've discussed
It
over
isn't.
the last year?
What do you mean?
Jake, you know
How is it? It's not.
Jay, you gotta be. You gotta. There's the one thing that stood in the way, and I'm definitely a horror when it comes to the idea of trips, though. Like even if it's just a day, I have no
Oh,
problem.
well, this breaks everything wide open then, E. I'll remember this in future scenarios. I'll be sure to include a trip.
By the way, I'm not gonna explain what this whole thing was, but I was right about Goop. She owns some company. It started off as like just a newsletter, but I think it ended up turning into her and her healthy crap, just a way
Yeah.
for her to promote, organic lifestyle.
Well-being.
Yeah,
What? Organic?
organic, whatever.
Oh. I didn't know what
I said
organic
it
Yeah, so
wrong,
it's like a
right?
big blog, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think
Is it a
I
store
do,
or a
I
blog?
do think it turned. No, it started because I know for a fact that it ended up turning into where you could like buy mascara that had never no animal
Right.
testing and yada yada crap. I don't know. Save the world and shit.
What do we got for email, Jay? Any
Got a little
good?
bit here. Subject we just touched upon. Tommy writes in. Thanks. He says, gentlemen and menstruating woman. Just finished Thursday's show. Thanks for giving credit where it's due in regard to Big E's menstrual cycle theory, which is now clearly a law. I've been keeping track of his cycles and related PMS for 4 cycles now. Here are the dates and the length of said cycles. November 6th, December 8th, 32 days. So in between there was 32 days. January 6th, that's 29-day span. And today's show, January 29th, it gives 23 days. So it looks like he's flying the Japanese flag a little early in the cycle. It's entirely possible this is just a normal variant of his cycle. My other theory is strong emotions trigger a premature shedding of the endometrial lining. I start thinking,
Is
what?
that the vagine wall?
Yeah, the uterine wall. I
Does it
start.
swell or does stuff go through the fallopian? Maybe you should answer this.
It
Does
sheds,
stuff
dude.
go through the fallopian tubes and then settle along the lining of the wall, and then that's what sheds once a month?
No, I think it's the lining of the uterine wall that
Like a
actually
snake?
sheds out.
It's like a snake.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. Man, those things are tricky.
Inside out snake. Oh, they're curious.
Yeah,
for sure.
they are.
Thank
Man,
goodness.
how do you women walk around with those things?
Gadzooks. Then it hit me. His announcement of his big 5-year anniversary with Mike. He must be so overcome with emotion that it caused his hormones to be out of
pissed
whack.
that I said that.
Imbalanced.
I
Yes,
couldn't-
hormonal imbalance.
I cannot believe I put it hard that I would use that.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Tommy promises he'll keep following his cycles. In fact, I've found a neat website that I can track his previous cycles to predict his new cycle. Here's the link, and then he provides us a link. He's got login info. He's got
I
a
think this guy
username and
needs to
password.
get a freaking life, man. Like he's on this spending time calculating my cycles.
No, I think he
It's-
has one. I think he's studying to be an MD. So
Oh.
Oh, wow.
has a life.
Yeah.
E.
Quite a life, too.
Yeah, in comparison, for sure. I mean,
By the
relatively
way,
speaking.
No, I
what
don't
man,
consider
by a
that.
show of hands, has... I mean, do you... I bet you do, but I wouldn't fault you if you didn't even know your own anniversary. You do. What man knows the anniversary 5 years later of when he met another man?
A friend, right?
Was it?
When did you meet Chubbs?
Dude, we were just talking about this actually, and he remembered even more than I
He
did.
doesn't know.
It was I was
moonlit
a
night?
sophomore year. He was a freshman, and we had our first
The
cross.
dance.
No, we had a cross country practice, and I
Like
always
the
very
shower?
specifically remember this. I didn't know how to do some stretching workout we were doing, and he showed me.
Oh, I bet he did.
Help you stretch your groin.
No, and then after that, we went on the cool down that day, and I heard him talking about I heard him
Yeah, it
talking
was so
about
hot you needed to cool
You
down.
named him
from
Chubbs.
practice.
That's when you named him Chubbs.
I didn't name him Chubbs. Chubbs was already given to him before that. But no,
Hey, Chubb's been around.
so he showed me how to do this stretch thing from that we were doing across country,
Right.
and then on the cool down, I guess I heard him talking about The Simpsons, and I was like, hey, and then we started talking about The Simpsons.
Hey,
and,
I like you, for the record.
and we were friends ever since. Let's note a date. I don't remember the date,
You know?
but I know it would have been August of like 2000, 2001, probably in that
Wow,
area.
this is a long-term relationship. How about TCG?
Technically, I've known him since high school, but we really didn't start hanging out until I was after high school.
What's the date?
I don't know. That one I have no clue on.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I
I
explained
barely
it.
know my own birthday. If it wasn't for September 11th being the day before, I wouldn't remember my own birthday.
Well, that's not normal. But dude, I told Jay the only reason this really came to my head was I was going through some stuff in my room, and I have a picture, whatever, I don't fucking care.
Right.
Of me and Pat Green. I had gone down to Texas. To
I know
do
you
this.
told us this.
Okay, well, I looked at that day and I said, "Holy crap!" The next weekend, because I very just visibly remember or mentally remember, I got it, whatever, going on that weekend, knowing that the next week I was going to start my internship with Drew and Mike, and I don't know, that's how I remember it.
The relationship blossomed ever since, right?
Yeah, here I am,
Mm-hmm.
5 years later.
James writes in, gentlemen, others, and E. Catching up with episodes as I was in the ironically named happiest place on Earth, so down at Disney World. Yep. All last week, and had to parse my listening between photos of our granddaughter with various princesses and avoiding collision with what was apparently the entire country of Venezuela at Disney. It's been a big, I don't know, off time holiday in Venezuela.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wi-Fi at sea and cruises. My wife is a travel agent. We cruise often, and yes, there is satellite Wi-Fi on board. So, listener who was saying, "Oh, I can't."
Oh, I
guys
can't
have
get
to
you
wait
guys
till
while
the
I'm
port.
Yeah.
He says, slow, sure, expensive. How much is getting my freeze worth? It's priceless, says James.
Very good.
Besides, any given port has some Wi-Fi you can use to download the show, which I think she was going to do. It's called dedication, says James. Besides, laughing out loud while I'm writing on board, sitting at the coffee shop, and people asking in the middle of the Caribbean is just mainline awesome. You guys keep it rolling while I'm working and driving back and forth to Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Get some Excelsior, James.
Nice, James. Why don't you just download them to the... Well, I guess if you're gone for a week and there's a week's worth of new episodes, never mind.
That would be, yeah.
Grinning Gypsy writes in, good day, fellows, and Eric.
I said good day, sir.
I think Big E likes Marshawn Lynch because he doesn't want to speak into the mic at all. And what the fuck is drawl a pitcher?
I don't know.
Drawl a pitcher.
You know what? I don't know. I don't speak. I don't know. What are you going to do?
Well, he does want to thank you for the image of having to Febreze a dead baby-laden glazed couch.
Hey, better than me making real babies, probably, right?
Yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
That's
Yes,
the
for sure.
smartest thing you've ever said.
Agreed.
That was the most brilliant thing you've ever said. In
Well,
5 years.
I should just leave.
Quit while you're ahead.
That's it.
By the way, if Marshawn Lynch wins the MVP,
Oh, that would be awesome.
does he say I'm not going to Disneyland? Does he say I'm going to Disneyland? Like, what happens with
Good
that?
point.
They pay him for that.
Yeah, well, they pay him to
They-
be a football player,
yeah,
too.
part of his-
Pay him to be a
Not quite the
professional,
same
too.
thing.
Yeah, that's part of your job.
Does it
Speaking of the
say in
media,
the contract?
fuck yes, that's what they're holding him to. Absolutely, you have to play by the rules.
Well,
Every
he was
person
speaking
has
it.
to.
He spoke. He was on the mic. He talked.
Yeah, he did the bare minimum. What a
Nothing wrong
pro,
with
what a
that.
guy.
Less
Hey,
than the
no one needs to. You don't all have to
A
have
person to be
flair.
idolized. Very good. John writes in, just guessing here, but puppy mills are a real problem in the dog breeding business. Google it if you dare. It's rough shit.
Oh,
He's
fine.
referring
Wow,
to
where did that
obviously
come
the-
from? He wrote it just to say that?
Yeah, it's the GoDaddy
Yeah.
Oh,
ad
yeah.
that got pulled.
Yeah. Puppy
and,
mills
and we were
are
like, what the
horrible.
hell is wrong with that? But that wasn't what was portrayed. It was portrayed like this lady lived on a farm, and here comes Buddy, and he
Right.
runs home, and she goes, oh, good, Buddy, glad to see you, because I just sold you.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't It wasn't
Yeah.
portrayed as like, cages lined up in the hallway and
Yeah.
barking dogs and shit.
I think they've apologized and
To who?
Deeply.
deeply.
To the
To
dogs
everyone
that were hurt?
offended.
The dogs that were hurt?
To Buddy himself.
Is, uh,
The actor.
They're in 3 days. They're reshooting something that will air during the Super Bowl that will make it all good or something.
Is
It
Pooh's
sounds
over
like
there?
a setup. I don't know.
Is Pooh's over there disappointed? Was she bummed?
I doubt it.
I haven't
The
talked
dog?
to Poos about it yet, but I bet she would be.
I don't know. I mean, would you rather that puppy didn't get sold to a loving home?
Right.
I mean, the alternative is to kill it. I suppose they could do that. Would
Mhm.
that have been a better ending in the commercial for folks that ask?
Hey, Major Impact writes in on the Google connection here.
Is that the first name Major, last name Impact?
Yes. Fucktard's synapses are so screwed up. I believe he's referring to you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He sits through 2 hours of being the butt of jokes 5 days a week without batting an eye, but is worried about a few people showing up to see how unfunny he is.
Well, I don't know. You can
What do you have to say about
I
that?
don't give
How
a-
do you respond?
I
What
don't-
say you, sir?
I don't
It's
give
the
a
time I'm
fucking
not
shit. It's a
careful.
different thing, dude. To me, I'm just. You know what? Who's to say what I'm uncomfortable with? You're right. I get to sit here. There's not 3,000 people or 5,000 or 7,000 people sitting here right now. It's you three people. I'm not sitting here making jokes. I've always been like this since I've done comedy. I used to ask friends to go, and then the minute I asked them, I wish they didn't come before anyone even gave a shit who I was.
Even Chubbs or Taichung Gross?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
About Chris.
So that's
Chris McLean.
I think he's gonna be there Saturday.
We get
Oh,
to meet
no
Chris
shit.
McQueen?
He just
I have him
texted.
autograph my shit.
He just-
The Chris McQueen. The
Yeah.
Chris.
I just got a
Chris
text
McQueen.
from him. 33 minutes. I'll be at Laugh Track Saturday, dude, for sure.
So, let me get this straight. Laugh Tracks in Novi, 8 o'clock Saturday night. Big E doing stand-up. Jay and I will be there. Yeah, we'll be there.
Chris.
And now we hear
Chris McLean.
Chris McQueen is going to be in the house.
Sounds like it.
How about Chubbs and TCG?
Mm,
Come on, man. Get
Dude,
TCG
make
out.
this a hero night for everybody.
Come on, E.
Maybe Chubbs. I doubt Ty.
You get TCG there, or I'll call
Why
him
wouldn't
myself.
Kai come?
I don't know.
Ty said he was going to listen. Has he?
I don't know. I doubt it.
You might want to follow up on that.
Well,
Dude, but the thing is, look, it's just I don't know. I can't explain it more than anyone. Who cares? Everyone has things that they have things about. This is weird. It's weird to me. I like doing it, but I would be way more comfortable being 100 miles away, having no one know me do it. I get that I should mention it on here. I think it's good for the show that I mention it. But if it
do you
wasn't, I
understand how
wouldn't do
people
it.
would find it inconsistent, though? How you sit here and you
Yeah.
do this with Mike and I.
I do, but I don't care.
Right,
It's how
right, and you don't care, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't care what we say or think.
No, I mean I don't
But
care
then
that
you-
it sounds inconsistent. I don't see it as being inconsistent.
Sure, it is.
I just don't see that as the same thing. It is what it is. I'm weird
Just
about
like
it.
you don't care what we think or say or what listeners think or say, you shouldn't care what a random audience thinks or says either.
It's just different to me. I feel when
E,
people.
do you have stage fright?
No, I love being.
He
Is that
doesn't.
What's going on here?
No, he doesn't have stage fright, but
I just think when it comes to these, I wish I was working on stuff more. I'm not happy. I know I don't have 18 minutes worth. If I were to go through the whole gamut of
He's doubting
all the
himself.
jokes, I don't think I.
He's doubting his skill.
you are down in your skill.
Thinks he's less than good, less than okay.
I know I am. I don't work. I don't do
Oh,
enough,
E,
do
don't
it
s-
enough.
The power of positive thinking.
Okay,
It's-
whatever.
We need some Tony Robbins intervention is what we need here.
I don't know what that is.
Tony Robbins?
The inspirational speaker. No,
Let me see.
never heard of him.
You know Tony Robbins. He's got a baseball mitt for hands. Looks
I
like
don't
a
know.
bunch of bananas. He's like 7 foot tall. He's huge. Motivational speaker. Google him.
Oh, he was in a. I do only because he was in that movie Shallow Hal with
He was, yeah.
Jack Black. Yeah.
Yep.
Mike writes in. This is Mike, shirtless running guy.
Mm.
You probably don't remember him because that was handled during the week that you were off, Mike.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about
Yeah.
it though, so
Yeah.
I feel like
Not from the show though.
yeah.
Never listened
I mean,
to that segment. Probably the best email that's ever come in.
It was
yeah,
great.
I've heard about it a million times now. So
And in
it's,
fact, I think it came from his brother Mark.
Yeah.
But Mike was the
But
subject.
then there was someone that
Yeah.
came. Then he. The
It was
one guy,
Mark who wrote in, and
Yeah.
Mike wrote in to
Confirm.
confirm.
Yeah.
So Mike writes in, okay, look, listen, that video at that 7-Eleven reminded me of the time that I became involved in an incident at a corner store in my hometown. These guys are all Canadians. They
this
live
guy has more incidents
He's
happening.
got
to
him and his
Crazy.
brother and his sister. I think they're neighbors to the north, and they live
Yep.
in a small town.
Wow.
One night, someone broke into a corner store called Rose's Variety. The guy who owned it was this crazy Korean guy that ruled almost no English. We all called it Korean Corner, and it was the place to steal skin mags since he had some truly revolting ones. Anyway, somehow he found out who it was that broke into his store. The thief's name was Mike H, and Mike, very similar name to our Mike.
Yeah.
Anyway, this nutcase goes to my parents' house with the cops and begins screaming at my mom that I broke into his store. The only problem was I was away at college at the time, living about 8 hours away. The joys of living in a small town where everyone knows your business, even after you leave town. Great work today, Mike, the shirtless running guy.
Nice.
Small towns, man.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like that in Milford for you, dude?
Not
Milford,
really. Not for me.
When I was first introduced to Milford, my cousins lived there. They pretty much grew up there.
Yeah.
And it was pretty small, man. Now it's like just an extension of Novi and
right. That's the thing. Honestly, by the time I was growing up, when I lived in I was only there for the year or so, but Holland was like that for sure.
Uh-huh.
But no, Milford was not once I was. I mean, maybe for some, but not for me.
Let's see. Matt writes in. And this is to you, Mike. Considering all of your days in the realm of sex, drugs, and rock and roll and all your love of Motley Crue, how many of the booby bars have you visited in the Crue song Girls, Girls, Girls? Doesn't that sound like a good way to spend some of the Powerball jackpot? Bye-bye.
Yeah, it would. Probably none of them, actually. Mike, maybe...
I mean, what's the question? How many times have you been in a titty bar? And
No. From the Girls, Girls, Girls video. If you've seen the Girls, Girls, Girls
Yeah.
video.
Oh, how many of those titty bars?
Yeah,
have you
like
been
the Seventh
into?
Veil and the... maybe one of them in Los Angeles, maybe?
That would be kind
Or
of cool. I guess.
Vegas.
To do that tour.
Yeah, that
How
would be
many are
kind
still
Would be.
there? How many are still there?
Probably
I'm sure some
quite
of
a
them
few
are classic, yeah. But
Yeah.
Like, Jay, is that right up there with seeing a game at every Major League Baseball
Yeah.
park?
Be better. I'd rather do
for a
that.
Crue fan, yeah, probably is.
Hell yeah.
I've
So
always
that'd be a great... That'd be awesome to do.
Hell yeah.
That's
let's
one of
do
my
it.
bucket list things. I want to see like a baseball game.
How many
at
have
every
you been
park.
to?
Some of them are gone now, but I don't know, 5 or 6. I've been to Kansas City, Cleveland, or Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's the old one.
Yeah. You ever go to Milwaukee, the old one? And
No.
they probably moved this over the new one, too. I think
Milwaukee.
it's Miller
The
Park.
guy coming
Yeah,
down.
The guy coming down. It's hilarious, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Just into the beer?
Yeah. Little dude slides down into the beer.
Yeah.
Like way out in the outfield. It's kind of unique.
The one lucky thing I'm
Was
glad.
it Fulton County?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that?
I'm glad I've been to all the 4. I was glad that I ended up making it to all the. I've been to all the classics: Old Tiger Stadium, Old Yankee Stadium, Fenway, and Wrigley,
Ah.
which I'm pumped about. At least.
Wow. I've done Wrigley and
Fenway.
Old Detroit. I've never been to Fenway.
God, I want to go back again because I've gone twice, but the last time was probably 12. I really want to go back again.
Did you sit in the bleachers at Wrigley?
No.
No.
Oh, you know what's funny?
That's the craziest thing, the way
I know.
those tickets are double the price for the bleacher
I
seats.
could I wanted to. You know what? I wanted to, but when we went to Wrigley again, it was like I was younger. If I went now, or I went with some guy buddies, I would absolutely. That's where I would sit.
Yeah. It's awesome.
We are good, my friend.
All right.
We'll leave
well,
the
let's,
rest for Monday.
Yeah. Hey, enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. We'll see you at Laugh Tracks. If you can make it out Saturday night, 8 o'clock start. Come see Big E. Jay and I will be there. Sounds like maybe Tai Chung Gross will be there.
I did not say that.
Or Chubbs.
I
Chubbs
said
will,
maybe. I said
maybe
maybe.
Chubbs.
Chris McQueen.
Chris
Will be there.
McQueen will be there. The legend himself. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We're gonna slow down and do the show after the Super Bowl. So don't feel like you gotta choose between us and the Super Bowl.
I didn't think about that. I just kind of thought about how that's going to roll for us. But yeah, we'd be asking people to choose between us and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think we
Well,
win that.
9:30. I know that it's a tight game here, but
Yeah. 24-21 in the fourth quarter, 4 minutes to
Yeah,
go.
Brady's
we're
got
starting.
the ball. He's just about to drive. Yeah.
So we won't do that to you. So as soon as the game's over,
What
though,
a Hobson's choice,
enjoy your weekend, everybody. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And we'll see you tomorrow night at Laugh Tracks in Novi. All right.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening, and as always, Thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow. You know now.